Your phone rings at 4:47 on a Friday. It's your CEO's voice. "We need to move fast on this acquisition," he says. "I need you to wire $15,000 to secure the deal before markets close. I'll send the account details now." You pause for a second, but that voice sounds right. Same cadence, same accent. So you process the transfer. Here's the twist. That wasn't your CEO. That was a cheap piece of software that just drained your business account. AI voice cloning scams are hitting small businesses right now, and they're not stealing hundreds. They're stealing tens of thousands in under 5 minutes. Most businesses think email phishing training protects them. It doesn't. These scams bypass every security awareness program you've run because they hit the one thing you've never questioned: your boss's actual voice. There's one simple verification method that stops this attack cold. But most small businesses are sitting wide open right now. I'm Kevin, CEO of Sentry Systems. For over 25 years, we've helped small businesses manage cyber risk. In the past 6 months alone, we've seen this exact scam attempted against 4 of our clients. The scary part is that traditional email security training can make employees more vulnerable to voice attacks because they think they're already protected. Arup, a British engineering firm, lost $25 million in February 2024. Not through email and not through a website hack, but through a video conference call. Criminals used deepfake technology to impersonate their CFO and other executives in a live video meeting. The employee in Hong Kong saw faces, heard voices, watched familiar mannerisms. Multiple transfers later, $25 million was gone to offshore accounts. Ferrari almost got hit the same way. Scammers cloned CEO Benedetto Vigna's Italian accent and called finance staff with urgent transfer requests. The only thing that saved them was one employee who asked the fake CEO to reference a book Vigna had recently recommended. The AI couldn't answer. Here's what makes these attacks so dangerous. It cuts straight past decades of email phishing training. Your employees know not to click strange links or act on random email requests. But when the CEO's voice calls about an urgent transfer, every instinct says, "Do it now." The financial reality makes it worse. Many cyber insurance policies won't cover these losses because they're labeled as voluntary fund transfers. Your employee wasn't tricked by malware. They were convinced by what sounded like a real order. Insurers see that as a business decision, not a cyber attack. There's another myth costing businesses money. People think hackers need hours of audio to clone a voice. They don't. 3 to 5 seconds from a YouTube clip, a voicemail greeting, or a social media post is enough. If your CEO has ever appeared in a conference video or recorded a company message, criminals already have what they need. So what happens if this hits your business tomorrow? Your biggest weak spot isn't your firewall or your email security. It's the trust your employees place in familiar voices. And right now, that trust is being turned against small businesses every single day. Step 1 is reconnaissance. Criminals don't need to break into your systems. They mine your public presence. That conference talk your CEO gave last month gets downloaded. The holiday video on your website gets saved. Even voicemail greetings and LinkedIn videos become raw material. They're hunting for clean audio, and most executives hand it over without thinking. Step 2 is cloning. The process takes minutes, not hours. For about $20, criminals can buy software that builds convincing voice clones from those short clips. This isn't robotic text-to-speech. These tools copy vocal patterns, breathing, and even emotion. What felt like science fiction 2 years ago is now cheap, easy, and sold on the dark web. Step 3 is timing the attack. This is where psychology meets technology. Friday afternoons when people want to wrap up. Holiday weeks when normal checks feel like extra work. Right after major business news when urgency feels logical. Criminals study your company's rhythm and strike when critical thinking is at its lowest. The pressure tactics are precise. They use your CEO's voice to create fake urgency. We need this done before markets close. The deal dies if we don't move today. They may add light audio distortion and blame bad cell service or airport Wi-Fi. That noise keeps employees from listening too closely. It's not a flaw in their tech. It's a feature that hides the problems. So why do smart employees fall for this? Because they're trained to respond to CEO authority, especially when the clock is ticking. You've taught them to move fast when leadership asks. You've rewarded quick action and fast decisions. Now that training is being turned against you, most businesses have no verification rules for voice-based money requests. Your email system flags risky messages. Your accounting software needs approvals. But when the CEO calls directly, there's rarely a standard process beyond do what the boss says. Here's the hard truth that's costing businesses millions. The more trusted the voice, the more dangerous the loss. A new hire might question a strange request. Your longtime financial manager, who knows that voice by heart, will move mountains to meet what sounds like an urgent order. That verification gap is where criminals strike. They know most companies have rules for written requests, but almost nothing for voice. They aim right at that blind spot. The mandatory Safeword system closes that gap. Your CEO and finance team agree on a secret phrase that's never written down. Project Blue Sky or Memphis Conference, something only they know. Any money request over your chosen threshold requires that safe word. No exceptions, no matter how urgent the caller sounds. Next is the callback rule. It creates a second check. Any transfer over your limit, maybe $5,000, maybe $500, depending on your business, requires calling the CEO back on a verified number from your contact system. Not the number that just called, not a number they text over, only the number you already have on file. Then you build doubt into your culture. Train employees that questioning urgent voice requests isn't disrespectful. It's required. The real CEO will respect the pushback. The fake one will get annoyed or hang up. Putting this in place takes about 10 minutes, costs nothing, and stops voice clone attacks cold. Set your threshold, choose your safe word, and make the callback rule non-negotiable. This is exactly the kind of protocol we help set up at Sentry Systems. Simple security controls that work before attacks happen, not after. You know how large companies seem to recover fast after a breach? It's not luck or guesswork. It's a playbook they practice. In the next video, I break down the exact sequence that keeps teams moving while the fire's still burning.